Welcome to today's video. Today I have a 60 card Slifer mill deck featuring Necroface. I've always wanted an excuse to play Necroface again after they limited the shufflers, removed all of the millers, and put Necroface to 2. Honestly, we can just ban all the Tearlament cards and then we can bring the Shizus back. What are they so afraid of? Slifer being at full power? Come on. To give you an example of what this deck can do, here are some of the boards I was able to make in solo mode. So after I saw this, I knew there was something here. So why are we playing Slifer in this mill deck? This is because the revived Sky God can summon Slifer from the grave, and then each player will then draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. So if we get to mill both Slifer and the trap card, we can then set the trap card to our field from the grave using Nightmare Griffin. And of course, we have many means of milling our own deck using Grass. Rust is just 3 additional copies of Grass. We can even use Card Destruction if we happen to draw both of them. The Punk cards will let us discard cards in our hand in case we open with something that we don't want. We have Beatrice and Curious. Since we're playing the Punks, we also have easy access to Chaos Ruler and Zombie Vampire. Let's go over 3 of the duels I had with my friends. So I have 2 games against Tearlament Orcust. The first one, we will be going first, but then we will be under Maxx, which is exactly what we want. And then we will be going second against the same deck. And then finally, I have one more replay, going second versus Adventure Plunder Patrol. So let's get to it. So we just happened to open Grass. We start with using Ogre Dance to add Zeoman to our hand. Normal Zeoman, use its effect to add Foxy Tune to our hand. Now we use Foxy, and then they chain Maxx, which is perfect. We send Snow to summon Deer Note, and now before they can draw Ash, we use Grass. And look at all these cards. So we have the trap card, Slifer, monsters that we want engraved like Giant Rex, Agul Mazera, Changshi, Thunder Dragons, Snows, Millers, Ime, Necroface, more Snows, and it's just over. We have all the things that we need to be able to deck them out. So now we synchro into Chaos Ruler, we mill 5, and then Deer Note chain blocks to summon back Ogre Dance. Okay, so that's Chaos Space, Talent, Maxx, Droplet, and Thunder Dragon Roar, which we just add to our hand. The rest are just no banished targets. Overlay 2 8s into Zombie Vampire. Okay, and then here, so they milled pretty well. Obviously we have to take the Snow, so then they don't have this card to play with during our turn, especially since we have our own Snows in the grave. We can then use this to banish this, and it won't be a problem. They did get Shiren in the grave, but you know, we also have the answer to that in the form of Medora. The Shiren attempts to activate, but we just send it away. And since we're trying to deck them out, we just send the 1 card back to the deck. Now we use Snow, we banish 7 from our grave, including the Snow on the field. Giant Rex summons itself, along with Changshi, which banishes Necroface. Okay. Now Necroface triggers, banish 5, and then the other Necroface gets banished as well, which banishes another 5. And then we also banished the 3rd Roar, which summons Thunder Dragon Dark from our deck. So now they're at 13 cards left. They do have the Nibiru in hand. I don't think that matters anymore. Our hand is full of special summons. Snow, Chaos Ruler can be recycled. So we link those 2 in. So now I banish 2 for Chaos Creator. So we do this, so then we can start recycling some of our banished cards back to the deck or even summon it to our field. So of course, one of the targets will be Necroface. And we also get back a Shuffler, in case we need it for later. Okay, so they used Nibiru here at 10 cards remaining. I'm not sure when you would Nibiru my deck. Okay, so that's 10 cards left. We banish Snow again for an additional draw and another 5 mills. Al Ghul Mazera summons itself. And that's 3 cards left. Dragonhawk summons back Dark, which then we use it to tribute for Colossus. And then for the last card in deck, we just link 4 away into Nightmare Griffin. And yeah, we just pass our turn and it's over. Alright, this time it's time for game 2. We are going second, and I just opened Grass once again in 60 cards. Sometimes it's just that easy. It was unfortunate that they opened with both Fenrir, but then they still get to search out Tier Cash. They use Shiren's effect to special summon itself, and then they sent Havness to the grave. They also got to mill 3 cards, and now they have all the names, all the aquas that they need in the grave. So now Havness shuffles back itself and Seamare for Kitkalos. Kitkalos adds Soliek to their hand. Kitkalos tributes itself for Rhinoheart, and then Rhinoheart activates and Kitkalos mills an additional 5 cards. Okay, so they were able to get the snow in the grave, which is a bit scary, and Shiren gets milled, so then they get to fuse now. So they fuse into Kaleidoheart. So they set 2 and pass. So they have 1 Omni Negate, 1 Monster Negate, potentially a Fuse, 1 Banish, 1 Spin. They do have several interruptions on our turn, but I'm not sure it will be enough with my current hand. And we drew another one of. Sometimes I just wanted more, I guess. So we opened with Allure of Darkness, banishing Necroface, and we drew both of the punks. Necroface tries to mill, and then here they use Prime. I suppose it's not that bad. I'm not really sure at what point you would Prime. I guess Grass would have been a good target, but who would have guessed that I would just open it in 60 card twice in a row, right? Okay, so that negates and shuffles back Necroface. They send Tier Cash, which then mills 2. And it's pretty unfortunate that they did mill 2 hand traps, one of them being Ash Blossom. And then we use Talon to rip the card out of their hand. So now we comfortably use Grass. And there goes all of the cards that we could ever want. Notably, a Shuffler is in the grave now, which then counters this Snow. They have a total of 14 cards, which means they have 1 Snow activation, even if they choose to banish every single card. They wouldn't have a second activation because they are missing 1 card, because Snow cannot banish itself. So let's just quickly see what we just milled. This will be able to summon itself. This is the Shuffler. Thunder Dragons famously have effects when they're banished. We have 2 of those. This will give us another draw later. Necroface can mill more. So yeah, the Clown summons itself. Dragonhawk uses the effect to summon back Dark. Okay, and now we go into Colossus. Use the Roar. They banish our Colossus with Fenrir, but we send another Snow to the grave. Chaos Betrayer now banishes 2 to summon itself. Necroface then triggers, and as well as a Valkyria. Chaos Betrayer now banishes their Snow. Snow activates a banishing 7. And I think we just use the shuffler here. Yep, we do exactly that. And we also get Deer Note back, just so that we can go into our punk plays later. Here, I kind of made a mistake. I forgot that Chaos Valkyria, when it foolishes a card from our deck, we won't be able to use that for the rest of the turn. Oh, okay, so then we get to mill Giant Rex, which summons itself. As for them, we did get rid of additional Orcust cards, so the follow-up no longer seems that scary, as long as we can clear the board. Chaos Space now lets us draw a card and shuffle back Chaos Valkyria, and it's Droplet. So when we normal Zeyamin, we actually get to use Hime's Grave Effect, which allows it to summon itself back if we summon a level 3 monster. Now we just start clearing the field, trying to get them to activate the Sulik on the field. So we overlay 2 4s into Minerva. This will mill us 3 more cards. And we got the Algo Mazera and the Trap card as well. We finally used Zeyamin here, but it didn't really matter if they negated it with Sulik, since we have the Foxy Tune and then we can just discard 1 card to summon Deer Note. But then I didn't want them to get the Shiren Engrave, so we just make it fizzle by using Droplet. And this also makes their monsters weaker, which makes it easier for us to run them down. And we still have a level 3 tuner on the board. And there's Deer Note. Deer Note summons itself by discarding Foxy. And now we mill more cards with Chaos Ruler. Okay, so Chainlink 1 Chaos Ruler to mill 5. Chainlink 2 Nyan Nyan to shuffle back a banished Necroface back to our deck. And then Deer Note Chainlink 3 to bring back Foxy Tune so then we can overlay into Vampire Zombie. And we just revealed 2 Necrofaces along with Slifer. So we just sent all of those to the grave. Okay, Zombie Vampire effect here to mill both sides. They did mill Havness, which was a bit spooky, but then before it can activate, of course, we just steal it away. Now we have 9 cards left in our deck against their 20. Yeah, we just gotta make sure that we do not deck ourselves out. Chaos Ruler summoned itself back, the Banishing Necroface and Foxy Tune. So that's 5 more mills. So now we just move to battle and start clearing the field. Next turn we have all the snow activations we could possibly need. So then we just pass our turn. They drew the best card left in their deck, which is Girsu. So then we just panic and use snow right away, banishing Havness on the field to set that Girsu face down. They send Harpor, and then this gets to summon an Orcust card from their deck, which again I just use Snow. They summon Grass, but it didn't matter, so I just let them attack. I didn't even need to set it. And now Slifer Tribute Summon for 0 attack. Perfect. We didn't even need to use a trap card. Alright, this time we are going second versus Plunder Patrol. I do not know what these cards do, but they did open with Thrust, and we obviously do not have anything to activate it with. So I think we're doing well, depending on what they end on. So I think what they were doing with this deck is they didn't play Griffin, and they are just using Fateful Adventure to protect their monsters from being destroyed by battle. Yep, so there's the normal token. We also get one, which is very nice because now we have additional bodies to link off. And in this version of the deck that they're playing, they are playing several like going second cards. Kind of is not what you want to see when you're going first. And we also have Called in case we get Ashed or Maxx or something. So we open with Chaos Space ending Roar. We get Valkyria. We banish Roar for Valkyria. And then Roar activates by summoning Dark. Dragonhawk then sends itself to the grave to summon back banished Roar. We link all of this away into Nightmare Griffin. You might be wondering why I did this. I just thought that this could have banished something and I didn't want any of that to happen. Dark activates, adding Dragonhawk to my hand. Ogre Dance and activates to add Zayamin. Zayamin activates to add that Foxy Tune. And then Foxy Tune activates to summon Deer Note. And now we just go back to our full combo into Chaos Ruler to mill 5. And then Deer Note summons back Ogre Dance. So we have a Miller, we have Snow, and that's all we really need in the grave. One great thing about Zombie Vampire and with Slifer is if we mill Slifer, we can actually summon him. Hey, look at him. He's here. We didn't even need to use the trap card. So we banish 2 for Chaos Ruler. Now we use Snow to banish 7 to summon itself. We just send Chang-Chi for turn 4, I suppose. Chaos Space here triggers, giving us one more card. And Slifer is, again, larger. So we link 3 into Nightmare Unicorn. And that's an additional Snow in the grave. Here, I did a grave mistake of not using Slifer for the final blow, which I am still regretting up to the day after. So we just use Snow, banish 7 for the final blow. So yeah, I had a lot of fun playing with this deck, and I can't wait to see what I can make with the rest of the god cards. So if you've made it this far, just promise me you won't be playing this deck against me. As always, thank you for watching. Until next time.